Hey guys! Today I'm going to show you how to make an at-home dance studio for under $65. So I recently started learning how to hip-hop dance. I found out there are these online dance classes you can take through Steezy. So I started trying to do them at home. I would use the reflection in the TV to try and watch myself, or I would use the camera on my laptop, or sometimes these mirrors, but I never really had a good place. So I started trying to come up with ways to hang up mirrors at home that I could use sort of as a makeshift dance studio. And I came up with this solution, which I think is pretty decent. So I'm going to show you how to build it. First, we're going to need some mirrors. I found these framed mirrors from Target for $6 each. It's the kind you might get for your college dorm room, but it does the trick. To figure out how many mirrors you need, let's measure the wall you want to use for your dance studio. My wall is 11 feet and each mirror is 1 foot wide, so I chose to get 9 mirrors. Just your average grocery store trip. You're also going to need the following materials. Once you have everything together, next we're going to mark up the wall so we can figure out where to put our first mirror. So measure out the halfway point of the wall, since we want our mirrors to be centered. And then measure up from the ground 66 inches. This is where the top of your mirror is going to sit. Let's extend this line and make sure it's parallel to the ground. I'm using one of the mirrors as a straight edge, and I'm using my smartphone as a level. Once the app says it's level, go ahead and use the pencil to extend the line. You'll use this as a guideline when mounting your mirrors. The tops of the mirrors should line up with this line, and the corner of your first mirror should touch the darkest point that marks the center of your wall. Next, we're going to remove the frame from the mirror. First, lay the mirror flat on the ground and run the edge of the gift card around the back of the mirror where the inner edge of the frame is. Peel away as much of the paper backing as you can. Then go around another time, using the gift card as necessary to lift away the remaining paper backing. You want to have clear access to the edge where the mirror meets the frame. Now we're going to use the hairdryer to slowly soften the glue and loosen the mirror from the frame. Starting at a corner, point the hairdryer at a spot for a few seconds, and then use the gift card to scrape away the glue. Soon you can start pulling the mirror away from the frame. Don't use too much force or else the mirror could crack. Continue working your way around the edge of the mirror. Eventually the mirror will come free and you can remove the frame entirely. Do one final sweep with the credit card around the edges of the mirror so that the edge will be flush with the mirror next to it. Use the hairdryer to soften any glue as needed. Now we're left with just a frameless mirror. Carefully lay the mirror face down. We're going to use some Scotch mounting tape to mount these to the drywall. These mirrors weigh about 4 pounds, and since we need 4 inches to hold 1 pound, that means we're going to need about 4 inches in each corner of the mirror. Cut a 4-inch strip at one corner of the mirror. Hold this down for 1 minute, and then repeat the process for the other corners. Next, remove the backing from the tape. It's super tricky to pull these off with just your fingers. I found it easier to use the edge of a box knife to lift up one corner, and then pull it off. Now it's time to hang the mirror up. Carefully pick up the mirror and line the edge up with the mirror beside it. If you're hanging up the first mirror, make sure to line it up with the line that we drew earlier. Press down the top 2 corners and then the bottom. Make sure to hold your weight against each corner for 1 minute each. Keep repeating this process until you've hung up all the mirrors. To clean up the mirrors, we can use some isopropyl alcohol, Windex, and a microfiber cloth. So for $65 and an afternoon of work, you can have your very own home dance studio. Thanks for watching! Check in next time to see how I've been using my dance studio.